Good morning everyone, I'm James from Every Nation City Bowl, and at the moment we are doing a daily devotional as a church, working through the book of John, chapter by chapter. Today we're in John chapter 3, where we find that famous verse 16, "For God so loved the world that he sent his one and only Son." And yet as I was going through this chapter, I wanted to read it with fresh eyes, that I don't lose the wonder for the word, and that I keep seeking to hear God's voice in the here and now. So I read through it again and again and again, and I eventually realized that this one chapter has two stories about three preachers in it. And in the first story, this man named Nicodemus comes to Jesus. He's a teacher of the Jews, a wise man, righteous man, prudent man. And yet as he has this conversation with Jesus, we begin to realize that Nicodemus is missing something. The story quickly changes and we look at John now. Now, John, if we thought Nicodemus was great, John is that much better than Nicodemus, right? John is bold and fiery and eloquent, and his righteousness cannot be compared to anyone else in his generation. He's this force for social good that can't be stopped, it seems. And yet, some of his disciples come to him and they say, "John, people are starting to follow Jesus instead of you. What's going on here?" And John begins to explain to them how he pales in comparison to Jesus Christ. That if he's good, Jesus is that much better. And he has this powerful statement in verse 20 where he says, "He must increase and I must decrease." As I was reading, I realized these are two good men, but they pale in comparison to Christ. And I was challenged to look at my own life and to say, where are there good things in my life that need to decrease, that Christ will increase? Now, in this time, you may be enjoying rest. That's a good thing. You may be enjoying family. That's a good thing. But I want to encourage you that we all, as we read this chapter, take a moment to ask ourselves, what are the good things in my life that must decrease, that Christ will increase? Because Christ is so much better than anything else that we could have in our lives, good or not. Thanks for joining us today. If you have any comments or anything that you want to share that you read, please post it in the chat, and we'll see you tomorrow.